Welcome back to Before You Vote. Continuing our conversations with candidates, this time the Republican candidate in CD4, Kelly Cooper. Thanks for doing this.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So your opponent is an incumbent
Yes.
in Greg Stanton. So it's really hard a lot of times to defeat an incumbent. What is it about your district, and what is it that you think is going to get to the voters and they need to know about this district?
Well, so you're right. It is very difficult to challenge an incumbent. And I think that this district being, it's a suburban district. I think it's run by families, and families really want to know that whoever's representing them understands the issues that are facing not only them, but their friends and their neighbors. And we see every day different economic cues. We see different security cues that are telling us that the direction we're headed isn't right. And I believe that the people of this district are looking for somebody different, someone that represents their values and can bring forward some positive change both on a financial front, but as well on a security front.
So let's talk about that financial front, because sure, you're a business owner, but
yes,
not just a business owner. You're in the restaurant business. You've had a rough road here with food prices and food costs. How does that help you? Is that a help to you in this race?
It gives me something to draw on. So the restaurant business is probably one of the most fun, but also the most challenging businesses there is to be in, because the margins are very small and issues like inflation affect us pretty deeply. Oftentimes, I'm in the middle of a menu revamp at the sports bar right now. And 4 years ago, a case of chicken wings cost $80. Today, as I'm trying to reprice our menus for the fall and football season, that same case of chicken wings now costs $140. A pound of ground beef was just over $2 4 years ago. Today, it's $3.80. Now, that's not exclusive to the restaurant industry. The people in this district see it at the grocery store as well. But it gives me a unique perspective because I'm dealing with it on a very regular daily basis. I don't have the luxury of just saying, well, I'm just going to charge you more. The people in this district are struggling. Their families are paying upwards of $400 for their electric bill, $100 for their gas, their groceries are $400. I can't just say, hey, I'm just going to give you a 20% increase on these wings because, well, that's costing me more. So the challenge and the struggle is, as a business owner, trying to strike that right balance of taking care of the community, but also staying viable as a business.
One of the frustrations that I hear, I talk to people all the time with the shows, is the frustration is inactivity, inaction, that Congress seems to be struggling, that they can't work across the aisle, they can't get anything done, or they refuse to get something done. Right. How do you go into that atmosphere with that many people and it's one vote and make a difference or build a coalition? What do you do to get something done?
Yeah, well, I think the first start is to go in and understand the landscape. What does it look like? And from an outsider's perspective, it appears to be similar to high school with a lot of different cliques, and this group doesn't want to work with that group. You know, the truth is that the people of Arizona and America are looking for somebody that can bring people together. I think my role, my job is going to be to go in and identify the people that are willing to work not only across the aisle, but within the party so that we can find solutions for these problems. Because as I said, we are, as a community, friends, neighbors, ourselves personally, are struggling with the way the economy's gone, and we need people that will reach across the aisle, find common sense solutions, and move forward the agenda of the American people.
Obviously, we're a border state, and
Yep.
it's a big issue, always has been, but it's become a national issue now. Recently, the statistics that at least 32,000 unaccompanied minors haven't showed up for immigration hearings, and we don't know where these kids are.
Right.
How can, or what needs to be done to get legislation through the Congress that does something about border security and the immigration issue?
Yeah, well, I think that the R's and the D's have to put the R's and the D's aside and really talk about the American people and what's in the best interest of not only the American people, but the migrants that are attempting to come to our country. We should have migration. It should be legal. It should be based on needs and merit and asylum. These are key tenets and foundations of the way this nation was built, and we can't ignore that. But it needs to be done legally, and it needs to be done in a manner that is transparent so that the security of both the Americans and the people that are trying to come across the border are taken care of. You can't have 20, 30, 80,000 kids go missing and not feel it in your heart. I have a 9 and a 10-year-old at home. I would never dream of sending my kids anywhere, but sending them anywhere alone and then having them go missing, it's crushing on the soul. We have to look at the best way to solve these problems And it starts at home, taking care of the people here first, building a system that makes sure that we're bringing through people through the ports of entry with background and security, and making sure that it's done in a manner that can be accountable.
Well, listen, I appreciate the time. I know it's not an easy process, but I wish you the best, and thanks for coming down.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, it's Kelly Cooper. We'll be back.